let's turn to what the financial people are making of it, because this is not just for the politicians in the House there. This is for the financial markets as well. You've been keeping an eye on what the pound has been doing, because clearly if the OBR's not going to make a judgment, the markets will. What's been happening?
Just to say, I think it's entirely reasonable to not have an OBR forecast today, because the government is committed by law to do 2 a year. It did one in the spring. If I was going to do one more, I would do it at the end of the year when we know where wholesale gas prices are, because they will drive the value, the cost of this energy price cap, which the Chancellor detailed today. He said there are too many barriers to enterprise. We're turning a vicious cycle of stagnation into a virtuous cycle of growth. And of those measures that you outlined in your introduction, Mark, there were some really eye-catching ones. Freezing corporation tax. That's a direct rebuff to Rishi Sunak.
And we were expecting that, weren't we?
Reversing his national insurance rise. What we weren't expecting was a doubling of the stamp duty, nil band to £250,000 for all purchases, and from £300,000 to £425,000 for first-time buyers. So many first-time buyers across the country won't pay any stamp duty whatsoever. I think the real headline, I remember when Nigel Lawson did his 1998 budget, I was an A-level student, and the Sun headline was "Nice One, Nigel." Well, his sort of "nice one" Kwasi will be the scrapping of the top additional rate of tax of 45%. That's above 150 grand, a single high rate of 40,000, and indeed the cut in the basic rate of income tax to 19%. But it does all depend on whether or not the Tories can hold on to their economic credibility. We need to focus on growth, not just how we tax and spend, said Kwasi Kwarteng. But then he added, to jeers from Labour, none of this is going to happen overnight. And there is a time lag. When you implement tax cuts, it takes time to get the growth dividend from that.
And they've only got 2 years to a general election.
Well, not only that, if the financial markets think they're taking too long, they have to borrow too much to get across that chasm, then the pound will suffer, and seriously, and they'll be forced into U-turns.
Yeah.